Good afternoon. A little early right now. Oops. Oh, there we go. Good afternoon. Let's see. I started my live and I haven't even switched over to my page yet. Hold on one moment, folks. Sorry about the delay. Got a little ahead of myself here. There I am on Facebook, so I can see comments and such. We are doing a challenge. Give me just about another minute or so, but I'm looking forward to sharing. I've got two samples that I'm going to be doing, but it's Teacher Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. Tammy has already gone live. Hi, Patty, welcome. Tammy's already gone live. She was on her YouTube channel earlier this morning at 11 o'clock, and there will be a link on my blog to Tammy's video, and so I hope you enjoy that. She made an incredibly cute card. Actually, she uses a stamp set I don't have, and I am really, really, really tempted to add it to my cart today, and for my order in October, my October order, which I'm going to place really late tonight or tomorrow morning. Yeah, so you have to hop over and check out her version of this sketch using a very cute stamp set. I, on the other hand, am doing this stamp free. One of the samples I have uses a stamp set for the sentiment. Hello, Tammy. But the other one is strictly designer series paper, and I'm using our ephemera pack. So let me go ahead and show you what we're doing. It's 4 o'clock on the dot, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what we're doing. This is the sketch we're doing. Tammy and I love Mojo Monday sketches. A lot of the reason I love them is they have the sizes already sent or noted on here. So the dotted line here is your card base, and then each one after that has the size. Do you have to stick to this size? No, you don't. But you can tweak it a little bit. I tweaked in one of my cards, I tweaked this. It's not a circle. I'm using some of my Nested Essentials rectangular, the rounded edge of rectangles. I'm using, it's not quite exactly this size, but it's close to it. I'm using my Nested Essential, also the banner dies, and I'll show you how I'm going to use those. So let's go ahead and get started. The card we're going to be making today, and I'll show you my alternate card that I use the stamp set on later. But this is the card we're going to be doing today, and it's using the Modern Christmas Designer Series paper and the Greetings for All Mix and Match Ephemera pack, which is really fun because it's black and white. And so you can add this to it, and you get 2 of each. So I have 2 of this set, and I'm using the Merry Christmas down here. From up here, I'm going to use this Merry Christmas on this card. They have all sorts of them. They have large birthday thank yous, Happy Christmas, thinking of you. Some of the other ones are, there's some perfect for sympathy, sorry for your loss, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. Patty, I think you sent me one with this Mother's Day ephemera on it, if I remember correctly. Let me see, is it right over here? No, I have it set aside in another stack of cards, I believe. I know they're right here. Oh, yep. This is one that Patty did where she used this ephemera, the Happy Mother's Day ephemera, and the floral media DSP. Simple card. And that's what this ephemera is really perfect for. It gives you those sentiments. And then they also have the ones in black and white. Graduation, and I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So you get 6 sheets, 2 of this sheet in the black and white with the black background, and then there's 4 sheets where there was a white background, 2 of each. So you have 2 of every sentiment that you need. So I'm using this, and therefore I don't need a stamp for it. but we're using the Modern Christmas. Oh, I'm also using the Spotlight and Nature paper plate die. So anyway, you could use any of those dies too, but I've already pre-cut everything with the exception of the banners because I wanted to show you how I set that up. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of thick white cardstock, scored at 4 1/4, and then burnished. Where's my bone folder? I just set it aside. There it is. Fold that aside. And then our black panel is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that there. And then our rectangle is 4 by 3 1/2. Then we have another rectangle that goes vertically, and this is 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I have 2 pieces here that I'm going to die cut out, and this one's a little bit bigger because I'm going to use the dies. I'm going to find a way to place my die on here to collect as many stars as possible. And then I love this gold. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm using, it's an old brushed gold, but they have gold foil, and that's what I listed on the supplies used. Same, it's gold specialty designer series paper, or gold specialty paper that you can use. And then this is the back side of actually this one, and I love it because it's gold with the white ornaments on there. And so what I also did is I cut out a piece of this paper, and then I centered my, I placed my die so that I could get the maximum I could out of my my ornaments to get the most I could, and I cutted that out. So let's go ahead and put it together. All right, so we've done this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our striped or plaid. It's like plaid, but it's not really plaid. But I'm going to use that. Let me see, where's my, I'm using my Stampin' seal, and I'm trying to use up, because you can see I might run out of any of these, but I'm trying to use it because silly me, I have like, I think 3 or 4 open ones on my desk because I keep grabbing them and then misplacing them and grabbing them and misplacing them. So I grab another one. All right, we're going to line this up. And that is even. And then we're going to take our fa la la la. I love the saying on this. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Tammy did an amazing thing, and I've thought about doing it with this, but I don't know because it has white edge. I don't know if it would show up against the white paper, but she actually tore this, just gave it a ripped edge and then curled up the edges a little bit. It looked really great on her card. You'll have to go back and watch her card video. Like I said, I'll have it linked on my my blog. So we're going to go ahead and put this. Oh, there's a piece there. Probably about 1/4 of an inch in from the left. And it looks like about not an 1/8 of an inch. It's probably between 1/4 and an 1/8 of an inch from the top. All right. And I'm going to, now let's go ahead and cut our banners. And this is our Nest Essentials. And I'm going to use the second smallest, or the 2 middle ones. The second smallest and third smallest from there. Let's put those aside. Second smallest is going to be my gold. And so we're going to put that right like there. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Post-it note to adhere it down. And then this one is the third smallest, and I'm going to attempt to get as much stars. If you notice that I don't use the whole banner, I only use about 1 inch of it here. So I want to get as many stars in here as possible. So I'm going to move this around and see if I can center the max number of stars. And that actually, no, I think I like it like this, because then we're going to get probably at least these 2, maybe this third star in. So I'm going to use my Post-it flags. Got this idea from Patty and Tammy as well. When you stamp with some of the great stampers, you learn a lot of tricks. All right, let me go ahead and put these in my cut and emboss machine. And it's the big one, so I'm gonna leave it over here and I'm gonna run it through. All right, I hope everybody's having a good day. We're finally enjoying some fall weather here. So we've cut this off. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna take this off. And we're gonna go ahead and set these off to the side. And I'm going to attach with adhesive. I'm gonna attach this so it fits right in there, and you see it sort of is matted by the gold. And I'm putting it a little bit closer down here. If you want, it doesn't matter if it's not, there's more up here and it's not matching the width down here, because we're going to be cutting this off. Let me go ahead and get my my trimmer, and we're going to put the end of the points maybe a little bit below the one, and I'm going to get just this one star and that bigger star on there, which is fine. I might actually go a little bit lower just because. So mine actually might be a little bit bigger than 1.5 by 1, but that's okay. You don't have to do it exactly as the pattern says or as the measurements say, but you can use it as a guide. And I'm going to set this right up here. We're going to attach that here. This is such a simple card, and yet it looks so pretty. I love the classiness of the gold. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this here, but I'm going to put a large piece foam sheet, adhesive foam sheets. We're going to go ahead and cut that one there. Excuse my arms. All right, pull this up, and we're going to put this right about here. And you know what I should have done first? I did this last time when I was putting the other one together. I should have, because I want to put, I'm going to use glue. I was going to use my Stampin' Still, but this time I'll use glue because it's hard to run the Stampin' Still when I've already got part of it popped up from the foam adhesive sheet. The gold and black are so, they are so elegant, Tammy. It just, I don't know, it's very, very regal, I guess. So we're going to put that on there. I love the traditional red and green, but you know what? This gold and black really sung to me. It shouted out to me, and I just had to buy it, and I love it. And I'm not usually a metallics kind of person when it comes to paper, but I couldn't pass this up. It's so pretty. So there we go. We have that done. Now we're going to go ahead and, where did I put my ephemera? There's my ephemera. So we're going to go ahead and pop out the Merry Christmas from the ephemera packet. I'm just going to carefully pop it out here. You don't want to rip too hard. And then we're going to put it down there. And I'm going to have to cut a very, very skinny piece. And when I say skinny, I mean really skinny piece of the foam adhesive sheet. Now this is nice because even the mini Stampin' Dimensionals are too big for this. You might be able to fit them here and here, but I like this because I can put it straight across and it gives it some really solid support straight across. So we're going to just go ahead and put this right here in the middle. If you wanted more support, you could put a mini dimensional there, but I think even the mini dimensionals might still be a little too big. All right, we're going to just set that right there so it pops off the page a little bit. And now we're going to embellish it with some gold, and we're done. Actually, we're not done, because I've decided, I watched Tammy's video, I watched her live, and I realized that I forgot to do the inside of my card. So we're going to do the inside of the card after this. But before that, let's go ahead and grab my new favorite Tick-a-Pick tool. Patty introduced it to me, and well, she introduced it to a lot of people because she uses it to get the embellishments off. I used to do the putty, and the putty still works occasionally, but I really have come to love using the dental tool or the pick. So we're going to grab a couple of gold from the traditional sparkling sequins, and they're very flat. So we're going to go ahead and put them on here. And I want some more small ones, not the big ones. I'll go one up here. I got one down here. We're going to do a third one. And I don't, you know what? I really think, you know what? I like that. I'm going to put the third one down here so it pops off the black. I didn't put it on any of my black ones on the original card, but I love how this pops off on the black a little bit. So there is our embellishments. We could add more if we wanted to, but I think I'm going to stick with just those three, because it's really, they often say you work on, yeah, you know what? If you ever want some great tips, Patty's the person to check out at pattystamps.com. She has some fabulous tips. She teaches a lot of us a lot of wonderful things. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull out my modern day, and I'm going to see what I have. This is what I do. I keep my paper in these large 12 by 12 plastic envelopes or sleeve protectors that have a tab up there, and so I can put the name of the paper up there. But then I also have these, I think they're 9 by 5 or something like that. Let me get, excuse my reach, I'm going to get my ruler out and measure these. They're just envelopes or cello bags. They're actually about 9 by 6. And I put all my scraps in there so they're not floating all around on the inside of the bag. So this is not going to work. I'm looking at the length and the width. That one's not going to work. So we may have to cut. I wonder if we have, ooh, you know what might look fun is this one on the inside. So let's go ahead and put this one on the inside. So I'm going to get my trimmer out. Yeah, the queen of everything. You ain't kidding. All right, so we need this. I'm going to cut this. It's 5.5, but I'm actually going to go a little bit longer so that I can trim it so that I don't make a mistake. Because sometimes, as careful as you are on measuring, I know me. Okay, let me say this again. As careful as I am on measuring and making sure I get my paper to line up, it might cut a little short sometimes. So I like to go a little bit longer to do my, when I'm gluing it directly onto the card so that I can make sure I can trim it if necessary. I like all these little gold stars. So I'm gonna do, I think it looks like about a 1/2 inch wide. And here we go. And you know what? I just had another thought. I learned this in a class I was at before this weekend. One of the gals, Melanie, mind blown, you need to do that. What do you need to do, Patty? Did I actually introduce a tip that you aren't familiar with? That would blow my mind. But I am going to grab my gold because I'm gonna level this up a little bit by I think that's silver. I want gold. That's silver. Where's my gold? There's my gold. And I'm going to layer the inside. So I'm going to cut this to be about 1/4 inch. Oh, that's more like a 1/2 inch. We're going to cut a 1/2 inch. And I learned this from Melanie, and it just blew my mind. And I did it on a couple of cards after I learned this one from her, and I was just like, whoa. All right, 5.5. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer these just slightly so that you can see I think we're gonna just do a very small piece of gold sticking out. And then we're going to put this on the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and just put a little glue right along there. And then we're going to attach our blue. You know what? I'm going to move this down because I can, so I get more of the stars in the center, and I'll cut off some of the blank black ends off it. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and trim this up. The scrap bag inside the 12 by 12 sleeve. Oh, I'm glad I had a tip for you, Patty. Yeah, otherwise I'm digging through it, or if I set it off with the rest of my scraps, I forget about them. So, yeah, that's what I decided to do that way. I keep them all together. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. And let's use our seal. And this one is just ever so slightly longer, so I'm going to turn it sideways so I can line it up, and hopefully I don't get my head in the way. There might be a little white peeking, but that actually looks sort of nice too. Oh, you can't see the white. All right, let me see. I've got some extra. There's a little bit. Looks like I didn't cut. There we go. Ever so slightly. Usually I do like a 6-inch piece, but I didn't want to waste anything. And there is the inside of our card. And then you can write or stamp Merry Christmas if you wanted to, or another seasonal greeting, or just sign it in here because it does say Merry Christmas on the outside. So there is my card sketch challenge for Mojo Monday. Let me show you. Here is the sketch. Here's the card. And let me go ahead and show you another card I made using the same sketch. Changed it ever so slightly, and I'll tell you what I used in it. And I have all of these items in my blog so that you can check them out and see them exactly what I used. So let's go ahead and pull out the other card. This is one I made as well. And this one is using the Peaceful Gardens, items from the Peaceful Gardens suite. It's using the Designer Series paper. It's using the Glimmer paper. It's using the Hues of Blue flowers, and it's using one of the sentiments from the Peaceful Gardens suite or stamp set with Deepest Sympathy. And I used Cloud Cover to go with this. And I used the it's a wave. What's the wave? I can't remember the name of the wave embossing folder. It is called. Let me find it. Why can't I find it? There it is. Softwaves 3D. It's the Softwaves 3D stamping embossing folder. So I did that. And then this again, I learned this from Melanie, where I doubled up my Designer Series paper that I used on the front for the inside, and then you can make your write your note there. So let me know, which one do you like? I mean, they're both two different cards. One's a Christmas card, one's a sympathy card, but let me know which one is your favorite. Is it the Modern Christmas in black, white, and gold, or is it our Peaceful Gardens in several different shades of blue and the brown, which is, I believe, crumb cake? I'd love to know which one is your favorite one. And while you guys are putting that in the comments, I will let you know that you can see all this information and watch this video, or get the information from that I used the products I used to make the cards at my blog at www.stampinwithjenn.com. Stampin has 2 N's and Jen has 2 N's. And it will all be there tomorrow morning for you to watch and to review the video if you would like. So I hope you enjoyed this. I do have to let you know that for the next 2 weeks, Tammy is just the only one doing Teach It Tuesday. I am going to be doing a road trip with my husband. We're going out to explore new areas where we might look to move to when he retires. And so we're taking advantage of me being on break for school. So there's not as many subbing jobs because they're on break this week and next week. And he's off where he's got vacation time. So we're going to take advantage of that and explore another state and several cities just to see if that's where we want to land when he retires in a few months. So anyway, I hope you join Tammy next week and the week after. And I look forward to joining you guys again on the 21st of October for Stampin' Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. Words are a little difficult. I've got a lot of things going on in my head right now, and it's a little crazy. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a great week and have a great 2 weeks. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Thanks. Bye-bye.